All right, this is gonna be different, because, well, I don't normally test. I used to do a lot of it, but I'm assuming in a week when I get wrecked on lap 1 of the Daytona 500, I will be reminded why I don't put effort and time into anything. So we're gonna try to figure out a decent setup for Daytona, and we're going to use all the knowledge I don't have and telemetry, which I don't know how to use well, to try to not get trapped into something that I think I understand, but then don't. And this could be just a waste of however long it takes. It's going to be a very, very, very long and boring video, but I have telemetry ready to go here. I've got the converter that you need in order to convert the telemetry into Motec. And I'm just gonna go through this because if I wasn't recording, well, this would all feel like a even bigger waste of time than it probably is going to end up being. But maybe, maybe we'll get something out of it. So what I've done is I've taken the open setup. We are gonna start with this as a baseline, see where the ride heights are, and see where the gearing is. First thing I want to work on, I don't even know if we can change gear with this car. Okay, looks like it's still open. So first thing I want to do is make sure that for this test, we're not bogging ourselves down and hitting a peak just because of the gearing. Because then we're not going to learn anything, because everything will just kind of stop at that point. Then once we get that all solved, which hopefully will be 2 runs just to make sure, maybe 3 runs, since check this drive, the one below and the one above, and just kind of see. We're not using telemetry for that. I guess I will just to see ride heights on this. Then we're going to start messing with the ride heights and rake. Find out if we want the rear end low, even though that's going to create more downforce with the diffuser, but it should help pull the spoiler out of the air, or is that downforce being created underneath the car going to slow us down with drag? Not quite sure how the diffuser works drag-wise, so we're going to test that out. We're going to test out nose up, rear down, nose down, rear up, and everything down as low as we can get it. And then, the reason why I'm using Motec for this is to make sure that the aero isn't making the rear end squat more than I think it is. Because, yeah, you could probably just go off the ride heights here in game. But if that air is making it squat more, then I need to be able to see that in the telemetry and know. Plus, it'll give me a good indication of what the speeds are, and I don't have to write anything down. So that's where we're at. We're just going to start with the Daytona Open. I've taken all the skew out of the rear end. We're going to focus on that later. Right now, I just want a baseline, figure out the ride heights and gearing, and then we'll go from there. So I will go ahead and turn telemetry on, if I can remember what the button is. Alright, see, we're already failing. Controls, telemetry, you would think that I'd put it Alt-T, but I've got it Alt-L. Okay, telemetry is on and recording. And now for the boring bits. This is where I wish you could just throw an AI in and have them drive the car for you. I'm going to take force feedback up just a little bit. just going to roll around the bottom. '77, '78. We're not even focused on corner speed right now. That's not going to be our aim. Our aim is just what is the fastest straight line that we can do. 178, 179. Lit up the track a bit too much there. There's going to be little variables like that, but overall, and then I'm going to go up to 5th just to make sure that RPM wise we don't have a better pull with 1,000 RPM down. Even though it sounds slower, looks like it's about the same. Maybe a little more bogged. Okay. We've got the information that we need there. Go ahead and in telemetry and park it. And I'm not even going to look at telemetry yet. Let's get our actual Daytona 500 paint scheme on. Posted this on Twitter. But this is what we're running for the 500. Nice simple thing. Pretty much the Geico paint scheme because I liked it. And just white, black, and a little bit of orange. Alright, let's test 3.6. And this is why it's so boring. But we're not going to have to do as many laps this time. We're going to be able to tell fairly quickly, I believe in 4th gear, if it's any better or worse. But then we're also going to have to do some drafting practice, and that might change everything, so I just want to make sure that we're not getting bogged down by the gearing. If this goes 178, 179, just like the other, then we'll call it good. .78, 179, and it's pretty much on par with the other one. Alright, so we're not going to worry about gearing. No need to deal with that, plus I didn't have telemetry on, so doesn't matter. We will, let's just go back to the default here and load up the ride heights that we had on there, it looks like, we'll pull this over here. Oops, it's all a mess. Okay. Don't care about that stupid track overlay. If I can get that, get rid of that. We're not going to worry about it. Anyways, it looks like our ride heights are near the limit on the front. Couple of scrapes here. In the rear, it looks like we've got a bit of room to work with. So let's go ahead and lower the rear. We can probably go 0.25. And then it looks like the rake values are going to be, is this rake? So that would be 1/2 inch to the, I don't know. Hold on. Let's go with, actually, let's make sure that is on the fastest lap. Yeah, it's changing anything. Rake. Where is the rake? Let me pull it over on the screen real quick. Um, Trying to find it. Here we go. All right. So rake here is fairly even. We do in the corners get a -2 rake, which I am going to assume is, what would negative be? We'll figure it out after we do a few tests. Let's start off just so that we can make it pretty damn obvious. We're going to just raise the nose. And let's unattach these quick. And we're going to go up as high as we can. I don't even know what the ride height limits are here. Okay, so we're looking at 1.27. Cancel that, and then we go. Shit. All right. When I canceled it, it turned those back on. All right, here we go again. It was very bored with this. All right, that's going to give us enough data. Let's bring the rear end down. Let's just give that a go. Attach these again and hope it doesn't make everything broken. And we've failed because this. Right. Well, this is going to really break shit, I think. Nope. Alright. Let's just go, see what this does. So we're going to learn a bit here pretty quick. And then I can figure out what the rake data is actually showing. And who knows, this thing might just spin out on me. But since we're essentially just driving in a straight line, there's really no side forces on the tires, we should be okay. I think I hear a bit of dragging. Looks like we're about a mile an hour slower. Only just getting to 177. 178, but we'll find out on the backstretch here what's happening. Is it going to get to 179? It does not. So, this is clearly slower, but we are going to find out which way that rake negative means. I assume negative is to the back, but just want to make sure. So, nice easy run, telemetry off, and we'll load that up. So that time our rake was 1 inch positive. And our ride heights were off the chart on the front. Looks like they were at 2 inches on the front, and ride height at the rear was at 1/2 inch. So let's go ahead and just make sure. We'll get the rear end all the way sealed off, just to make sure that we're not hurting ourselves by not getting it down there. I didn't unattach things, but I think we'll be okay. Alright. Let's just go do this quick run. Get this back to 0. And see what the results say. I just want to make sure that because the rear end got raised up there a little bit, that it wasn't the reason why we were slowing down. But I am fairly sure that nose up is bad. But I don't want to assume anything since the rear end wasn't as low as the first run. $75. $176 still in the middle of the tri-oval. 178. I mean, it seems a little quicker than the last run, but still slower than the first run. Just getting to 179 right at the end. And obviously you can see we're 0.13 off. A little wide there, so just make sure we'll come around. And yeah, we're still losing speed to that first run. So I know for sure that the rear end was lower that time. I will just double check, make sure that I'm not assuming something. And yes, the rear was all the way down, nearly scraping the ground. So, nose up does not work. So now let's just load, open again, and wait, is that? I wonder if, oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. We're learning nose up, nose down. This won't be the final setup that we deal with. All right, toe. Let's get the skew out of it again. It's the wrong way. Okay, and now we are going to go everything as far down as we can get it. Just unattach for a second. And let's attach real quick. 7. Let's see if this gets rid of our red. Then if not, we'll go ahead and lift it up 1. Lift that one up 1. I think we're going to be dragging on the left front. But let's give it a go. Telemetry on. Can't tell yet. Alright, we're dragging the front end. That's killing our speed. Let's just double check at the line real quick. I mean, this is already just as fast as the other way. And we got slowed down in the corner by drag on the track. So, let me just make sure I know exactly which side is dragging. Guessing left front, but need to be sure. So rake right at around 0, or the rear end just a little bit higher. And then it looks like we are dragging front right. And we're dragging both sides. Rear, we're not dragging. Show you this on screen. So you can see right here what the ride heights are. And as I drag it along here, the rear is fine. But we got some drag. Just a couple of tenths. So that points us to just raise up the front end a bit. So we're just going to go up 0.3 on each. That puts us in range of what someone said on comments about having the ride heights can't go lower than 0.66, I think. But we do have a bit of room in the rear. So we're going to go ahead and lower. Let's go back out and see if the dragging's gone. What we might want to do is later on think about, well, I'm thinking in the corners, but I should be thinking on the straightaway, shouldn't I? On the rake and the ride heights. Just had the brain click there that I'm looking at straightaway speed, but looking at corner ride heights. So, all right. I mean, we haven't done anything stupid so far, wasting our time on things, but yeah, still dragging. Not as bad. $78, $79. That's the first time I think we've hit 79 on the straightaways. The dragging in the corner isn't slowing us down too much, but we might be able to work that out with some suspension. Because essentially we want the car as low as we can possibly get it on the straightaways. And we don't really care what it does in the corners. So the corners are slowing us down right now. Just take a look and see. The rear end was dragging there. We were dragging the right side all the way around. Left side we weren't. And then on the straightaways, the right side was much higher. So let's go up 2 clicks on both right sides. Down 1, 2 clicks on the left side. And then also, let's just get the rebound all the way so that the car stays down easier. And then the slope stuff I'm not smart enough for yet. Okay. Nope, that screwed it all up. Should unattach, but I didn't. So now we're going to get all twisted up here. All right. And get that. Nope. It's like 0 is just going to be slightly under 0. And again we go. 30 minutes. Still got some drag. Even worse drag. Just want to see what happens on the straight, and then we'll solve the issues with that. I assume it's right side again, but hard to say. It's one of the things I can't tell very well in-game. That's why I'm using telemetry for this, and it's actually both fronts. Rears are pretty much perfect, but both the fronts are hitting. Okay. Up there, let's try this. And just see how much that affects the ride height in the corner, and then that might allow us to drop everything a bit lower. Telemetry on. A little bit of dragging still. Much quicker. A little bit of dragging. Kind of slowed us down. I mean, we had to be very close to 180 there. The dragging is definitely hurting us. But we did just set our best lap there. But we got to get this dragging eliminated. Keep hitting K as I hit L. Alright, pull that up now. Sorry, I don't want to drag this over every single time I look at it. Looks like right rear, right front. And then every once in a while, just the left front. So we got a little bit of right side activity there. On the straightaways, it looks like we're maybe a little lower. See if I can. Back that one. So we were at 0.72 and 4.3. And for this one, we were at pretty much the same thing. So we need to get right rear just a little higher. We're going to go right front just a little higher. But I think we're good there. I'm going to save this one as low. And now we're just going to raise the rear end up. And just find out what a high rake rear end will do to us. Screwed that all up. Alright, so we got... do this a better way. If I can... Doesn't work. Why doesn't that work? I thought shift click, control click. It does it not. Shift click. Alright. Okay. So we've got some issues here. Gotta solve. Sync too low. Okay, let's just get back to 8.5. Front end has stayed down, so that's good. Let's just go give this a go and say go a few more times in this sentence so that we can go. Oh my god, I can see the rear end is way up. The nose is probably actually dragging more. You might have to raise it up. This thing does not feel very stable already. And only to 173. Car doesn't turn. Okay, so there's no min-max. You always got to try it, but it looks like as low as you can go is going to be key. Yeah, no min-max though. It was worth the shot. So, we have spent 40 minutes figuring out that all we needed to do was just lower the iRacing setup just a bit. But I feel better because we've gone through a ton of different things in the sim with trying to lower ride heights and or trying nose up and monster truck and rear down and rear up, and so I needed to try it on a new car with all new aero because it definitely is very key. So now we go look at skew. What I call skew. I don't know. I confused a pro driver by calling it skew, so I don't know what they're calling it other than just toe. But let's go see what happens when we go with the 4-toe and see if that gets us any more speed or if it makes it unstable. This might be an old setup and is just all going to be pointless anyways. And telemetry on. Dragging a bit more. .178 out of the tri-oval. Again to 180. Okay, so we gained a bit more there. Flip the apron. Anything we do for the rest of that is pointless anyways. I just wanted to see if I could get 180 by the end of the straight. Okay, so we've hit our optimal. We are last best and optimal all the same. So we didn't do anything different on one or the other, but now let's add a bit more. Or as much as we can, I guess. So we'll go 6. No need to really look at telemetry with this. So turning left a bit. Low tire pressure drag, I think, is just what we're gonna go with there, and then later on will be a little better, hopefully. We'll do some test races next week when official Class A starts at Daytona. But we are slightly quicker again with more skew. Tells me that we don't need to test it the other way for sure. We're gonna hit 180, aren't we? Yes. All right. I'm gonna guess that Dan's already got something built that's way quicker than this. But I just kind of wanted to show how I would test if I did this. And I think I'm gonna have to do this a little more this season just to fine tune it for myself. But it looks like max skew and as low as you can go. And then the fine tuning is going to be in the shocks, which I will have no clue about. Eventually I'm going to have to learn it, but I mean, anytime that I try to read up on anything, listen to anyone, it is just in one ear and out the other. It's not something that I can pick up on well. So we'll have to fine tune in the draft, the gearing, make sure that we're not wrong on that. But in a controlled environment, I feel like we have learned a bit here, although we are dropping speed quickly. Maybe I was getting a little higher on the corners or something. Maybe it's dragging more as we go on. Let's just keep going. That way I can kind of look at telemetry, make sure it's nothing in the ride heights. I mean, the ride height should be getting higher as we go. Broke the apron, that didn't help things. I have no idea why we're getting slower. That worries me a bit. Finish this lap up and then I'll look at telemetry and see if ride heights are changing too much. That felt like we really hit the front end harder than we ever have there. All right.
50.215.
Pull up telemetry. I'll bring it over on screen. All right, so let's look at so right here we are -5 rake. Getting any worse? Big dip there. But what was this dip here? Yeah. Or straight ride heights. 7.3, 4.3. See the dip as we go into the tri-oval, and then it comes back up. I don't think much is changing. Actually, is the right rear. I think the rear heights are getting higher as we go. So, all right, rake. We need 76768. Let's go look at here. 76757. It looks like the rear end is getting higher as the run goes on. It's a bit weird. Now, all of this crap, the way that these graphs work, my mind does not handle it. I know that you can tell a lot more with the speed and comparing it to that, but yeah, my little brain does not like that. So let's just put it right here. Can I switch lap to lap at that same point? I can. All right. So rear end 4477, 4269, 4674. It's always going to be a little bit different there, I guess. Do we have... I don't know. Don't know why we're just losing speed like crazy. Someone that knows what they're doing maybe can help. But that's concerning. I think it was starting to scrape more. Again, let's just go evolving ride heights, and let's look at the front. We were, where was it? In 3 and 4, it was this right here, I think, hitting and bouncing. I mean, we were scraping a bit on the front, so we could probably just raise the front up a bit more to save ourselves, but little concerned by maybe the rear end raising up on a long run. And probably none of it matters once you get in the draft, but it's always better to be faster, obviously. So, I don't know. Think about it for a bit. We'll see what the comments come up with. I hope you enjoyed this. This is not something I do or like to do, but I did an hour of testing, which had I not been making the video, I wouldn't have done. So I might just do this every week, or I might get sick of it after we get wrecked at Daytona on lap 1 and go, what's the point? So it takes a lot of fun out of it doing this crap, because my God, that was really boring. But I feel like we learned some stuff, and yeah, we'll see what people come up with. But that is the video, and let me know what you think. Whole different thing, but I don't know. It might be interesting to a few that maybe you didn't even know that you could do this stuff and get this information. I mean, if you like all of this crap, I mean, you're going to love looking at this. I mean, anyone could look at this and tell me, like, where I'm really screwing up if we started using it on short tracks and everything. But I already know that I suck at that. So it's, you know, information like this, I don't know. We could get something out of it, but it's very painful to get it all. Let's see. Got to 179.5 is what it's saying there. So this might be a thing that I need to look at as well. So this is showing the rake and around the turns. It's really hard to get anything out of that with a track like this. Yeah, so I mean, there's so much stuff in this telemetry that you can get carried away with when really it's not all that important. Let's look at pressures. Evolving pressures. Well, scale is not good. Can I change the scale? All right. Vertical, maybe? Zoom out. Nope. All right. I don't know how to change the scale so that we can look at non-road racing PSI, but obviously the PSI was going up. Maybe I can just drag it along and see. So, right front pressure was going up a lot quicker. And I'm going to assume right rear pressure was going up a lot quicker. Where are we at? 30 and 50. And by the end of the run, we were at 34 and 56. So maybe we got a plan. Start off with more left side pressure so that we can get the car. Let me think about this. We start off with more left side pressure. It's going to maybe kind of lean the car to the right, which, yeah, I don't know. Obviously, right side pressures are going up a lot higher, causing right side to go up slightly more, I assume, with the pressure. Slightly, just very slightly, but it could be one of the reasons that we're having issues. Because there is a clear, I mean, temp wasn't the issue. Temps are not even close to getting high. So it's got to be this ride height just going up ever so slightly because the ride heights are so key. So, all right, that's enough thinking about it. I'll let you guys try to figure out what the hell I'm missing. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.